More than 5 years ago, I was accused of assault by a co-worker. I am a hairstylist and I work for myself now. Prior, I worked at a well-known salon shop chain. I worked with a group of younger stylists and receptionists. I am a busy stylist and always booked out. I've been doing hair for 24 years now, so I'm well established. We had a fun-loving group, and most of the people I worked with were much younger than me, and most of them were my eldest child's age or younger. So in some ways, I always felt on the outside of the group because of the age difference. I was raising one kid still at home and couldn't be out after work having cocktails with them for outside of work bonding time, nor did I really want to because I am not a huge drinker. Anyway, one Saturday, I was working with the receptionist in question and I saw an attractive person. I whispered to the receptionist and said, "Look at that person. They are so good looking. Don't they look like so and so?" She said, "Where?" We went back and forth a few times. She didn't see who I was talking about and I was trying not to be obvious. Then I touched the side of her head and gently pointed her to the person. I said, "There." She got really angry and said, "Get off me, don't touch me." I said, "I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt you." I was confused because I thought we were having fun. I did interrupt her counting change, I guess, but I thought we had at least a friendly, playful relationship because of previous talks and interactions with her. That was a Saturday. I had the next few days off and when I came back to work, she'd spread a rumor that I'd assaulted her. Luckily for me, two long-term co-workers that I'd worked with off and on since 2004 told her after she recounted her story to them that that was not assault and to stop spreading lies. They were friends with her and still are today, as they are with me. It became this huge thing and I had to, the day after my days off and I went back to work, I had to recount what happened to my manager, and my very first manager who was now working in the main office, a director, thankfully knew my character and my work ethic. He said not to worry and that nothing was going to happen and it was a matter of protocol to hear her out. She'd been vying for time off coincidentally but said she'd been suffering from migraines since the incident. She also had gotten new glasses the day prior to the incident. Inevitably nothing happened. She got her days off and within a few months, I quit my job and opened my own shop. However, one of the last days I worked she said to me, "I'm an artist. If you ever need art for your walls let me know. I'd be happy to hang my art in your shop." I couldn't do or say anything because I was in shock. Could she not remember what she just put me through and said about me? Did she forget that she told everyone I assaulted her? Fast forward. I've never worked with this woman again. I haven't even run into her over the years at any restaurant or public place, but I have heard of her through an old co-worker. They remain friends and barbecue, go to bars and spend time together. Today, I got a text from a friend who is also a mother. Our boys have gone to school together since kindergarten and they're just finishing up their freshman year of school. I do their hair and occasionally, I pick up their daughter because she is running late to college and instead of catching the bus from our neighborhood, I take her to the transit center and then she's not late. The daughter is also a house dog sitter and she'll be staying at our house in a few weeks watching things around the house for us and the pets. The text this morning said, "Hi, by chance do you know of MZ? I am interviewing her and noticed she says she works at your old salon currently, since 2013 in reception." I called her back and said, "Why yes I do." I told her the whole story. I said I don't trust her and she was also lazy. She could do the work but aside from her accusations she wasn't the best receptionist I'd ever worked with. I said, "I think it could be problematic, especially if she was in your very small business office. But do I think she could do the actual job? Probably, and she's probably matured since I worked with her last. But I don't know, it's my experience of her." My friend immediately said, "Oh no, I'd be her boss. We don't do drama, backstabbing or bad vibes here." Thank you for that information. I knew if there were any issues you would tell me the truth. I appreciate it. So the interview was today. No hire. They didn't hire her. The moral of the story is, be nice and don't lie because memories are long and we remember how people treat us and make us feel. She'll never know how her actions affected me, but it certainly has made me more aware that everyone is not your friend, and unless we have a rapport, I would never playfully touch anyone without their consent ever again. I also would never accuse someone of something they didn't do just to be vindictive and try to ruin them as I spread a fictitious story that never happened. Did I forget to say, there were cameras that captured everything that happened with audio? I didn't, did I? Well, much to her chagrin, there was camera evidence of all of it. What she said was proven to be a lie, but she forgot about the cameras. It was also on a busy Saturday with clients in the waiting room and at the front desk. Every chair full with clients and hairstylists doing hair. Nobody saw a thing. Nobody saw me assault her because there was no assault, and just like her job offer at my friend's office, It has been rescinded. Oh look, no assault, no job.
Pretty revenge on a shrieking surly idiot feeding seagulls. I was babysitting and took my young charges to the beach. They were 3 years old and having a great time collecting sticks and rocks and feathers, playing chase, digging, and having kid fun. There were very few people nearby, just a couple of young gals, maybe early 20s, snoozing and tanning. On a sunny day, sparkly ocean, and all-around nice time. They were 100% unbothered by the 2 little kids with me doing their thing. A woman and maybe her daughter of an age similar to the tanning gals came and plopped down on their blanket maybe 15 feet away from the tanning gals, probably 30 feet from us. Older woman pulls out a bag of something, bread, crackers, and starts chucking them out into the sand between her and the 2 gals. Immediately a flurry of dirty, squawking, fighting gulls descend for the snacks, swooping over the 2 gals, waking them up. They are startled and annoyed by the low circling, landing, cracker-snatching birds that are blowing sand on them with their flapping wings just inches away. I hear one of the gals ask the woman to please not feed the birds because they are disturbing them. The woman starts shrieking that she can do what she wants, blah blah. Never mind that she could have done her Snow White convenes with nature scene somewhere else on the wide open beach if she'd considerately sat some distance from other people, but she didn't. I was thinking how annoying she was as she went on and on at the 2 gals, but suddenly my young charges did what many 3-year-olds love to do at the beach. They got up and ran straight at the birds, who all started flapping and flying in all directions to escape, giving the bird lady a taste of the nastiness the gals had just experienced. If they landed nearby again. The kids turned and ran that way, seagulls everywhere, bird mayhem. The bird lady was enraged and started yelling at the kids to leave the birds alone. I yelled at her that they are just little kids and they can do what they want. The kids had stopped when she started yelling, but I told them to run and chase birds if they wanted, so they did. Younger woman looked like she wanted to dig a hole and climb in. Obnoxious woman packed up her crackers and blanket and they left. The sun continued to shine. The water sparkled and we kept on enjoying our lovely day. Interpretive dance revenge on my older brother. My older brother was quite good at convincing people, especially when it came to school work, in order to get out of doing homework and school activities. My family talks about this all the time and laugh now, so it's okay to share. So at this time my family moved and my older brother and I were placed in another school. I was in 5th grade and my brother was in middle school. Now this school was actually really nice and was the 2nd best public school in the state, so both my brother and I had to work extra hard in it, and my brother was always trying to get out of doing work. I don't blame him now, it was super hard. One day he comes home and he has to do a book report. He goes to tell my mom and she asks what book, so he tells her. I'm not gonna say the book, but it was based on a very serious historical event. He told her that he was going to watch the movie instead of reading the book. My ma was annoyed and told him that he can't because movies get Hollywoodist and some important information can be taken out. He said, "Oh, it's not that type of book report." My mother, confused, asked what does he mean by that. He said with a straight face, "I have to do interpretive dance." My ma was puzzled and even more confused, but actually bought it for men since it was a nice school and they might do things differently. Also, he looked completely serious. She told my dad and he laughed, saying, "You actually bought that?" My mother, even more mad because she bought it, confronted my brother. He laughed and told her, "Okay, I'm gonna go watch the movie." My mom smirked, "No, you're not, 'cause you don't. Then I'm gonna go and do interpretive dance on how my son is lazy and doesn't want to put in the work." My brother, shocked, "You wouldn't dare." But all my mother did was stare and grin. So my brother buckled down and did his book report, but my mom was still annoyed for being tricked into thinking that he had to do interpretive dance to a book. A couple years passed and we moved down south to a new school, and during a meeting with his teacher, she tells them all about how my brother can be manipulative, and that story along with some other stories he did just to get out of doing work. His math teacher, which she ends up being mine, she was so cool, turns to her and grins. "Oh, so he likes doing that. I'm sure you'll find by the end of the day today you'll be the one laughing." My mom, a bit confused but laughs along with her, finishes the meeting and goes home. Meanwhile, class starts and my brother, not paying attention, is sitting there when this math teacher walks in. She starts with, "Okay class, today we're gonna learn about angles." "Older brother, what angle is this?" And she does a pose. My brother, confused, shrugs. "Oh, you don't know? Well, how about this angle? Could you tell me what this angle is?" So the teacher does another pose. My brother's super confused at this point and just shrugs again. Well, that's shame because I just spoke with your mother and she told me how much you love interpretive dance. So I decided to use a class to help you pay attention more, than maybe you'll be able to make more of an effort. The class starts laughing and my brother, shocked of any words, slumps in his seat and puts his hoodie on. Later he goes home and while my ma and I are talking he tells her, "I hate you, you embarrassed me." He runs into my room as suddenly my ma, confused at first, starts to smirk, so she yells to him, "Next time don't mess with me, also do your homework since you're already in that room." Eventually, he tells everyone what had happened and now it's a super funny story family shares. Hope you enjoyed it. My older brother is definitely troublemaker, but I still love him all.